Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your reading for the week of January 16th through 22nd, 2023. Sorry, 2024. Wow. I think I've done that in 2 readings so far. Yes, it's 2024 now, and I'm back to weekly readings now that I'm no longer traveling. So if you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It's good to have you back, and hope you've had a happy new year. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. Definitely, if this reading resonates with you, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, and also if you want to leave me a comment and let me know how I did, I'd appreciate that as well. So we've got, this is a reading for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Rising. I did want to mention that in the description below, I have 2 links. One for my my donation link for this page, which again, nobody's obliged to donate, but some people do like to, and I do appreciate those of you who have, and I want to say thank you very much. So there's a PayPal link down there, and also I have the link to my website, liminalreiki.com, where I do all of my spiritual coaching work, which includes tarot, it includes astrology, both Vedic and Western astrology, it includes human design, it includes Reiki therapy and numerous other modalities, Enneagram, a lot of other different stuff that I use in my spiritual coaching practice. So if that interests you at all, or you feel called to it at all, that link is also down in the description below. Okay, so if you are not familiar with how I do readings, you'll catch on pretty quick. These are the 12 houses of astrology, and I use this spread because I feel that it gives you a bigger picture of what's going on, rather than just say doing a love reading or a career reading, both of which are fine if that's the only thing you want to know about. But this way we get a broader perspective. I do these with my favorite deck of the last 37 years, which is Cartouche. This is the one that I'm most familiar with and that I resonate with the best and get the best. I feel like I have a good rapport with it and get the best answers. And I also clarify it with a tarot deck. And the tarot deck I'm clarifying with is the Spirit Within Tarot. And the other deck that I'm going to use is just as an oracle, is the Avebury Oracle by Melanie Jones. If you don't know what Avebury is, it's Avebury. Avebury is a town in England. It's a megalith. It's a town that's built in a megalithic circle, basically. If you don't know what a megalithic circle is, Stonehenge is a good example of a megalithic circle. The Avebury stones are, Stonehenge I think is a little bit bigger, and it's got, of course, got the planks that are leveled sideways and so forth. But Avebury is considered to be a bit older than Stonehenge, maybe by as much as 1,000 years. So, yeah, so it's interesting. Beautiful little town. If you ever take a trip to England, Avebury is definitely worth swinging by, at least for a day, to visit. I usually, most of the time when I go to England, I try to stay there at least a couple days, and that is where I purchased this particular oracle. So the images from it are inspired by Avebury. So, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so let's begin with our reading. Okay, so the first house of our reading is the Aries energy. This is has to do with Mars. And Aries energy is about you, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you, how you want other people, how you want other people to see you, and how, what kind of identity, what kind of face you're putting on for the world. Now you have air with the 3 of Wands. Okay, so certainly Capricorn, you are very, air is very friendly but detached, okay? That's the element of this. So you are coming across as somebody who's communicative, who's helpful, who's friendly, but also somebody who's not going to necessarily get deeply emotionally involved with something. And the 3 of Wands shows somebody who is looking out at the ships of sea. So you are thinking about expanding your horizons. You are putting out energy of manifestation. You are going after your dreams and waiting to see if your ship is going to come in here. Okay, so yeah, so you're definitely in a position of you're not isolating yourself. You're definitely in a position of trying to get out there. You've got a 3 here, and 1 + 2 adds up to 3. 3s, generally speaking, are about collaboration, about moving out of an initial preparation space and moving into whatever's next. So you are definitely identifying with the idea of, I'm going to manifest my dreams. I'm going to get out there and do what I want, and I'm going to try to do it without emotional entanglements. So That's what we're seeing in the first house. The second is Taurus energy. This has to do with your finances. It's Venus energy, so it can also have to do with your possessions, with luxury items, with your values. And we have Scarab with the Six of Pentacles. So this is interesting. Scarab indicates a change. So for some of you, this could mean a new job or just a new income stream. Six of Pentacles, it can go either way, because Six of Pentacles, you're showing the person putting the money in the cup. This could be somebody offering something to you, offering you financial help or support. This could also be you offering financial support to somebody else. And I often feel like if this is that way around, I always caution people that if you are giving financially to another person, do make sure that it's warranted. I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, I mean, I don't wish to sound like I'm uncharitable or anti-altruism or anything like that. But sometimes we give a lot of ourselves and a lot of our material, and the question becomes, is this the thing that we should do? Is that where the change needs to be made? Because sometimes that means we are carrying someone else's burdens when they may need to be carrying some of them on their own. Again, it's going to be different for everybody, so I don't want to be proscriptive with that. I just want to mention that is a caveat of the Six of Pentacles. But there definitely seems to be this idea of financial attention being given either to you or by you, okay? But whatever's going on here, there is definitely a change in the situation and perhaps perhaps a new income stream coming in for you. Third house is Gemini energy. Now, Gemini has to do with messages, communication, that which is at two sides, back and forth. It can have to do with sibling relationships. If you are self-employed, this would be a house that references your own business efforts. And it can also represent short trips, just short journeys. And okay, so you have Sphinx with the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands indicates to me that you may have a lot of messages coming in or going back and forth right now. Or at least you may have somebody who's doing putting a lot of energy into contacting you. But there's this Sphinx energy here too. And this is about sitting back and not saying anything, like watching and waiting, not jumping the gun too quickly. So again, this could go either way. The Eight of Wands could be you trying to get something going. This is a very fast-moving card. It's this idea of movement, swiftness, change. Again, messaging going back and forth. Sometimes this does have to do with travel. But Sphinx is just the opposite. It's about hanging back and saying, let's wait and see, or let's dig deeper. Now, for some of you, this could be messages back and forth specifically about a secret, okay? Because Sphinx sometimes does have to do with situations that are, where you're excavating, you're learning something. Like you're not, whatever's being discussed here, it's like whether this has to do with a business or with something else, you may not be ready to, you may want to wait and see and say, okay, let's make sure I have all the data and all the facts and all the information before I move ahead on something. Because there seems like there's some desire or need, whether it's on your part or somebody else's, for you to move quickly on something. And this may be advising you to, wait and make sure that there's nothing hidden here in this situation, okay? Fourth house is Cancer energy. And Cancer is about your home, your environment, your family situation, potentially with the mother as well. Now we have the Three of Pentacles with with water. It's interesting. I got this for Sagittarius too. Well, not quite in this order, but I did get water card here. And water card shows up. For some of you, this could be a move across water, or, water is somehow connected. Maybe you live on water. I don't know. But water is, oftentimes this is one of the cards that could be an indication of a move of home to someplace either across water or near water. Now, if that's not, on the table for you, then I feel like this is just saying that there is going to be, again, there's this movement and change. We have this movement and change over here, right, with the Eight of Wands. This is also about movement and change. And we have it with the Three of Pentacles. So, we got another 3 card here. So we got the 3 here and the 3 here. Three of Pentacles is about collaboration with somebody, okay? This is about, pooling your resources with somebody else. So this is home and family. Maybe this is going to be a collaboration on something with a family member or working with a family member on something. Or it could be if you work at home, maybe there's going to be some kind of, collaborative effort that you get involved in. Or maybe there's just a third party that's involved in your home situation right now. The Three of Pentacles usually indicates building a solid foundation for something. And again, there's this idea of change. We're seeing the threes here as being kind of a dominant number. Like, yeah, we have Sphinx over here. 2 plus 1 is also 3. So I don't know. For some of you, this could be, it could literally just indicate this need to expand, need to branch out, need to create a solid foundation for something, need to put your intentions out to the world. Or through the number 3 could be significant. It could be something that's going to happen for you in 3 weeks or 3 months. So yeah, so take all these as they resonate, but in a general reading, I'm trying to cover all bases. So, okay, 5th house, this is Leo energy. Leo has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs, generally with leisure time, playfulness, things that we do to enjoy ourselves. Okay, and we have King of Pentacles with Anubis. So King of Pentacles is a guy who works a lot, okay? This is definitely the card of the successful business person. So whether this is you or somebody else, I mean, if there's a love affair here, you could be, for some of you, and again, this would be very specific, not for everybody, you could have somebody who's an earth sign or somebody who's just financially successful, maybe who is a love interest, whether you're involved with them currently or not. Maybe they're either traveling, or maybe they could be putting up some boundaries too, because sometimes Anubis comes up when when somebody's protecting themselves. Okay, so I don't know if you've been interested in somebody who meets this description. If they're an earth sign, they'd be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, like yourself, or maybe this is you. Who knows? There definitely seems to be the sense of protection, like trying to establish stability, trying to protect oneself, or maintaining the status quo of what they have. I mean, King of Pentacles is a culmination card. So if this does not have to do with love situation, then I feel like if you're talking about a project or something, it could be, this could be somebody who's investing in a creative project that you're working on. It could also just indicate the need to kick back and relax and take some time off, maybe take a trip somewhere. So again, everybody's situation is going to be different. So see which one of those seems to fit. Okay, 6th house, this is Virgo energy. Now, Virgo has to do with your health. It has to do with jobs in terms of service to others. And Virgo also has to do with things that we might be worried about. Okay, so we have the Ankh with the Empress. Now, this is interesting because Empress energy is, again, this is Taurus energy. So this does have to do with seeds we've planted, with things that we are trying to build. As a love card, I mean, the Empress is somebody who's very attractive to others, who others come to them. They, you don't go to them. But we have it with the Ankh here. Now, so again, this could be a worry about love, okay? That for some people, this could be a worry or a concern, or it could be somebody who you meet through a work situation. Both of those things are possible. So yeah, but the first thing that came to my mind actually when I saw Ankh in this position, this often comes up when somebody has a worry about health. Now, for some people, the Empress is also the mother card, so maybe you're worried about your mother's health, might not be yours, or it could be worry about a health situation. Ankh comes up when we think they're and mind you, a caveat here, I'm not suggesting that that's actually what's going on here, but sometimes this comes up when people are worried about a life or death situation, when they're thinking like, oh, I have these symptoms or this pain, or I've had this test, does this mean I have like a threatening illness or something like that? Like sometimes Ankh comes up in those situations. And when it comes up in the 6th house like this, if that is the worry or concern, then Ankh is reassuring you that you have a long life ahead of you, okay? So if there's somebody here, I mean, whatever, I mean, again, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to get involved in those, that aspect of things. That's very risky to do that. But I do feel for somebody, if you have been very nervous about a situation that you see potentially as life or death, I feel like Ankh is telling you that, no, there's a lot of vitality here, because this is a card of vitality. This is the card of the life force showing up here. So now for some of you, if that's not a thing, this can also just literally be about getting rid of your worries or getting rid of health concerns and focus on being vital and enjoying life, We have it with the Empress. So yeah, again, I don't know, this could be a concern about somebody's mother or a possibility here. There could be somebody who's pregnant. There could be, maybe this is a concern about a pregnancy, in which case, again, there's definitely there's this very strong vitality card. So I don't want to be diagnosing anyone's individual situation, but I would feel like for somebody who's worried, this would be a reassurance, okay? An Empress also here would, it's for some people potentially, if for a female watching this, if there is some kind of what feels like a serious health situation, Empress could be pointing you to something hormonal, okay? That is possible. Again, I'm not diagnosing, I'm just simply putting the possibilities out there. But if you're saying, well, none of this has to do with a health situation or anything like that, then I just feel like, yeah, I mean, Empress with Ankh is actually a beautiful combination. It's about planting seeds. It's about love. It's about life. It's, enjoying life and so forth. So, if this may be literally just saying, very similar to what we're seeing here, that, you may need to just let your hair down and stop worrying about things and just worry about enjoying life rather than worrying about a lot of different things. So, or about worrying about a job situation. Because this could actually just be a job situation, a job offer that might be really sweet and might be, and it would be an offer that would come to you that may be sweet and may be exactly what you want. So that's another possibility with the 6th house. Okay, 7th house, we have Libra energy. So Libra is about relationships, usually legalized relationships of some type. So marriages, business partnerships, any relationship of a serious nature, contractual relationships of some kind. And you have the Crook and Flail with the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles here is usually a card that we tend to associate with singleness. So for somebody here, this is, if they've been in a relationship, sometimes this card shows up when somebody has been divorced. And this may be indicating somebody who is reveling in their new single status. That's a possibility here. If that's not the case, if you're either just not married or if you're happily married to somebody, then there definitely seems to be the sense of a partnership where the people involved may, there could be somebody who's very high profile or somebody who is considered an expert or an authority or just very, very visible. And also, but potentially also very independent. So you may have a partnership of 2 people who are, very satisfied in and of themselves and are independent. But also maybe very, very successful. And again, I mentioned the legal aspect because Crook and Flail does sometimes come up when legal matters are a thing. And again, with Libra, justice can be part of it. So I don't know. But whatever this is, there's definitely a sense of independence, of financially being stable and set, feeling comfortable with oneself and one's situation, and gaining visibility in something. So whether that's you, whether that's your partner, or whether this is describing a kind of partner that you maybe are attracting or going to get involved with. This could be somebody who's very visible and maybe also who's very financially independent. So again, take that as it resonates. 8th house, Scorpio energy. This has to do with transformation. So this is life, death stuff. This is esoteric things, other people's money. And it also has to do with, it's just, this is a house of transformation. This is, in the changes going on in your life, this is where you are headed. And you have the Lotus with the Page of Pentacles, okay? Now, Page of Pentacles definitely indicates kind of a new project or a new start. For some people, this could be studentship, because I always associate Page of Pentacles with students. So, you may be deciding to take up a new course in something. You may be learning, getting in the process of trying to learn something. Page of Pentacles to me is about... it's about a new plan, a new start, new messages coming in. And, Pentacles tend to be connected to our security or to our finances. Nonetheless, I do feel like it's good news. It does represent a good new start, or maybe it's reminding you that you're at the beginning of something. And you have it with the Lotus. So the Lotus indicates not to worry, peaceful continuity. Again, when I see it in conjunction with this card, if there has been a serious health worry, this would be telling you peaceful continuity, not to worry about something. This may also be an indication that to remind yourself that you have a lot to learn yet. You may be at the beginning of something and not to stress yourself out too much. Okay, 9th house. This is Sagittarius energy. And Sag energy has to do with expansion. So it's Jupiter energy, other people's, long distance travel, higher education. So if you decide to go college, university, something like that, or even just expanding your education generally, deeper questions and deeper thoughts, philosophy, religion, things like that. deeper questions of life, things that expand your horizons beyond where you are. And as I think I mentioned, long distance travel, sometimes legal matters as well. Okay, so we have Isis with the devil. So the devil, okay. So for somebody here, the devil is something toxic, okay? It's a toxic attachment of some kind. Now, the devil sometimes, to be fair, can sometimes just indicate, again, when we're way too straight-laced about something, it may be saying like, hey, it's okay to go out and you know, have a little party time or let your hair down a little bit. That is possible. But this is also your own energy. This is Capricorn energy. But the devil tends to show up when we kind of get ourselves stuck in a pattern of some kind. Maybe it could be a person, it could be a job, it could be a situation where we say, you know, oh, I should do this, but I can't. Or, you know, I would love to change this, but, you know, oh, but I really can't walk away from this, or I can't walk away from that. I'm stuck in some way. Or it could just be that there's somebody in some kind of a situation. Maybe it's in a school situation, college, university situation. Maybe it's in a, something connected to a long distance trip, or maybe even a legal matter. There could be something just very toxic here that needs to be released or let go. There's some kind of energy around that may be draining you of your resources, or that may be challenging you in some way. I have seen other readers, there are some readers who have suggested that the devil sometimes means a need to have a sense of humor about something. So that's another possibility there. And I don't know why that jumped into my mind at the moment. It doesn't always when I see this card, but we have it with Isis. Now, Isis is the card of patience, of perseverance, of caring. Okay, you know what? It's kind of coming into my mind right now. I'm looking over here at the Six of Pentacles. And I feel like there may be somebody, maybe it's somebody who's a student, maybe it's somebody who's in school, who is, could be a child or something. I feel like there's somebody that you might be supporting in an educational thing, or supporting somebody's travel, or supporting something like this, maybe in this almost motherly kind of capacity, maybe literally in a motherly capacity. But it just seems like there's something toxic about this. And maybe that's why you're being told financially, like maybe this is something you don't want to support. That may be an individual message for somebody, but that is, I feel like when I see the devil here with Isis, I almost feel like this is like a mother energy, concerned about somebody who has some kind of an addiction or some kind of a problem or some kind of toxic influence here, or just is stuck in some kind of a situation. So take that as it resonates, but yeah, there definitely seems to be the sense that there's some kind of toxic influence here that needs to be released. And whether that has to do with the trip, whether it has to do with somebody who's in school, maybe it has to do with the school itself, or whether it's just something that, maybe somebody is trying to learn something or expand their horizons, but whatever, maybe the teacher or whatever they're involved with is actually somebody very toxic. So take it as it resonates there. And definitely Isis would also recommend following your intuition on something. But you also may need to have some patience with a situation. Okay, so now 10th house, Capricorn, this is your house, your energy. This has to do with your career, fame, reputation, sometimes the father. And wow, you've got your own card in your own house, Ta. This is Capricorn energy. Ta is the master maker. And you have this with the Queen of Wands. Now, Queen of Wands, don't worry about gender on this card. This is the Queen of Wands is visible. I mean, it's very much like this Empress energy. So actually what I'm kind of seeing now when I'm thinking about the 6th house with this, because these are both houses of job and career, this suggests that you, Capricorn, are very attractive to somebody. And I don't necessarily mean like in a physical, sexual way. I mean like you have job skills, or you have something that companies want. You have something that employers want. Or it's just, if you are striking it out on your own, you have a product or business or something that people want. You are sought after, okay? This is actually great if you have been in a difficult job situation, because this is suggesting a situation where you are sought after. You are considered to be a master maker in what you're doing. You are visible. You are confident. Yeah, that could also be why this Empress is down here. And I feel like there's an opportunity to get a job doing something that you love. So if you, and again, I'm seeing this new beginning over here. In which case, actually, what's coming into my head here is stop giving to somebody, maybe who you're working for, who's just taking advantage of you. You can shine. You have options, okay? that's a very, now that I'm looking at these as a group, that's one of the reasons I like to try to get through the whole reading and see how everything relates to each other. But as I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, somebody here got skills, and it's kind of like saying, hey, you are not trapped. Yeah, maybe you're not trapped. Maybe somebody here works for a college or university or something like that. I don't know. But there's somebody here who feels trapped in some kind of a situation, and it's saying, nah, you're not trapped. You have options. So that is very good news. Okay, 11th house is Aquarius energy. And Aquarius is has to do with your goals, your destiny, your aspirations. It can also have to do with your friends, your social networks, business networks, things like that. Okay, so we have Seth here. So potentially, what could this mean? This could be a quarrel with somebody, could be a quarrel with a woman. I say a woman because we have Hathor here, which is the feminine energy, just as Ta is the masculine, this is the feminine. So maybe somebody's had a quarrel, or maybe there's just somebody, a woman in your network, or maybe an employer or somebody who is creating an obstacle for you right now. Maybe this is why you feel, like you feel like you have to protect yourself, or maybe you feel like you're reluctant to upset the apple cart with somebody. But you have this with the Ten of Wands. So whatever this relationship is, it's a burden you need to drop. Ten of Wands says you can't carry all this anymore. You need to drop something. Okay, so the definite vibe I have here is that somebody is staying in some kind of a work situation because of a loyalty that they perceive that they owe to someone. And that someone could potentially be, you could potentially work in higher ed, or this could be a long distance traveling kind of job or something. Does not have to be, okay? But there's definitely this, I feel like this is definitely pushing you towards new things, towards detaching yourself emotionally, going for your own dreams, collaborating with others, potentially even moving, if that's what you want to do. And the world seems to be your oyster in terms of jobs. I mean, business partnerships that are successful and independent. Yeah, there's something else you're hanging on to here, Capricorn, that is not, you don't need this, drop this stuff. Fling this card across the room. Now, of course, I'll forget it and then I'll lose it. But just, yeah, there's some kind of relationship here, potentially with a woman, that needs to be dropped. Or if alternately, if you're a female watching this, this could just indicate you coming into your own female power and not letting other people, run ramshot over you. Okay. 12th house. This is Pisces energy. This has to do with what's unseen, what's hidden. Maybe sometimes what we don't know we're drawing from, maybe sometimes what we're afraid of. And I'm going to mention for this house too, this house can also sometimes have to do with foreign travel and things like that. And there's a reason I bring that up. It's not, it doesn't always apply in these readings, but you have the Ten of Cups with the twins. So I don't know, there's somebody here. I feel like there could be, for somebody here, the fact that I'm seeing water here, and the fact that I'm seeing not being tied back here in terms of travel, I feel like there may be somebody at a distance from you, in another country potentially, who is a wish fulfillment. This could be a family member with the Ten of Cups, but this could just be a wish fulfillment, a partnership, something here that may be in a far off place. And, there's this idea of don't let this idea that you have to kind of stay where you are. This is definitely a time to, this is the threes, and then we also have the pages. This may be something that's very, very new, but I do feel like it is something that is worth pursuing. Now, if you're saying, well, that doesn't apply to me, I'm not dealing with foreign travel, then this would suggest to me that unconsciously you may have some fears about getting involved with other people, or getting involved in a certain partnership. You may wonder, this could be a family situation with the Ten of Cups, or it could just be maybe you're fearful of actually getting your wishes. Like maybe it's like you can get it, but again, this toxic energy here may be making you feel like, reluctant to accept what's being offered by somebody. Okay? And so I don't know, but from what I'm seeing here, you shouldn't be reluctant at all. You have the opportunity to get what it is that you want. Now, overall, you have Buckle of Isis with the High Priestess. Yeah, High Priestess indicates revealing what's been hidden, going along with your intuition. I feel like there may be some aspect of this situation, some of this reluctance and some of this difficulty or being held back may have to do with things that are uncertain or have not been revealed to you. Like I feel like somebody's withholding information from you. So Buckle of Isis is about breaking away. Yeah, in this case, I mean, it's about a sacrifice that you make that will be rewarded. So for some, yeah, I'm just feeling very strongly here, like you're either in a bad job situation, or maybe there's been a school situation that it's just like, you know, you feel like you have to stay in it, but you shouldn't. I don't know, but some of you may be looking to move, may have an idea about something else you want to do or some of the kind of thing you want to pursue. I mean, definitely this is what you're projecting out to the world, but you may be afraid to get it because you may be, you may be fearful of releasing this energy there, or there may be something familiar and comfortable about it that's hard for you to detach from. But this is telling you it's definitely time to, you need to not worry, not have anxiety, and it is definitely time to move on to a new thing. So let's do an Avebury Oracle card, see what we get for you for this week. This is for Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know? Okay, your card for this week is Surrender. And the message is, through surrender, we achieve our true power. Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. So that's a message of not trying to control something, to go with the flow of something. In particular, yeah, you got your flow card here, right? In particular, I feel like you need to flow with changes right now, Capricorn. You don't want the past to hold you back. You are ready for a whole new cycle and to move into a whole new space. And I think that the time is right. And I think, if you are carrying somebody else's burdens here, okay, don't sell yourself short. You deserve much better. So anyway, so hopefully this reading is helpful. Please let me know in the comments. Do give us a thumbs up. And if you like this channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.